All right, welcome to Moneyball, ladies and gents. I have with me Blake AITA. Very excited to have this gentleman with me. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining me.
Doing well. Just got down here in Fort Myers for the pitching camp before spring training gets started, but
I'm
doing
so
well.
I'm so stoked, man. First of all, that's great to hear you're doing well. How's the weather down there right now?
Much better than at home. At
Where, where's now? Where's
78.7.
where's home?
Home's Woodstock, Georgia, a little north of Atlanta.
Oh, and you're complaining about weather, man. I'm in
It
Buffalo, New
was
York.
it was snowing last week.
Was it really?
Yeah, we never get snow, but it snowed last week.
Yeah, you guys listen, I've been down in Georgia when there's a little dusting on the ground and it's like they closed everything. Dude, you know what? I wish I could pan out and show you out my window right now because it's just normal in Buffalo to have a couple feet of snow on the ground all the
Yeah.
time, you know. But I'm repping my Bills gear here. We got a big game on Sunday, man, and I just listen, I got quite a crew of you guys down in Fort Myers now, man. I'm working on all the media stuff with the Red Sox, right now as far as getting down, but I'm excited to go and watch you guys pitch and watch everything going on. So, sixth round pick. It seems to
Yep.
me like the Red Sox are really stocking up, man. They're really stocking up their ammo on pitching right now.
Yeah, we had 16 pitchers in this draft class.
That's insane.
Yeah. And we 21 guys, 16 pitchers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're really like, and it makes sense because, I think the position players, as good as they are, and as crazy as some of these stats have been over the past few years with position players, and I don't mean to sound this in a way, I don't want to sound that, they're not interchangeable, right? But I feel like pitching, you really need to have a long depth chart of pitchers, right? And it seems like lately, and I wish it wasn't the case, man, but they do get hurt more often. You guys do get hurt more often because you throw so damn hard, and it just seems like you got to have that longevity. How has it been, I guess, for you, your experience so far being down there in Fort Myers, meeting the guys, kind of chilling with them a little bit? How has everything been? Have you been greeted with open arms?
Yeah, for sure. No, everybody's pretty cool. You kind of just feel like a part of the team when everybody shows up. Like you meet new guys and it's immediately like just good vibes. So no, everything's cool. I mean, we all the guys that got drafted in my draft class, we all stayed in Fort Myers like right after the draft class instead of going to low A or high A. So we all got to kind of be around each other for a while. And then the Red Sox do like a prolonged like off-season program. So we do like a 2 month long off-season program after the season's over and before the dead period.
Okay.
So got to meet a lot of like the older guys too during that. So that was pretty cool. So there's a lot of stuff that they do that like just like brings everybody kind of close to each other instead of you just being brand new faces when spring training comes along. I know some pro teams they have like kind of like the dorms on campus
Yeah.
or on the fields and everything like that. So I could see how like
Oh,
for
y'all
those
don't
teams
y'all don't have that?
we don't. They put us in a hotel and they give us the opportunity to live in like Airbnbs or something like that. So we rent out. Like me and Brandon Clark are roommates right now.
Oh, okay,
So
nice, nice.
yeah, so it's us two in a house, get Airbnb, and in the fall I was with Tolly. So yeah, so we all try and get out of the hotel and kind of rent out and kind of make it a at home experience.
I kind of do like that though. There's a level of professionalism when you're in a hotel or an Airbnb, right? And the rest of your career, man, you're gonna be living out of hotels and playing out of hotels, and that's just the way it's gonna be. So why not get assimilated to it early? And to have the support though and the brotherhood of these guys, and every single person that you've named or that I've had on the show has just been rock solid, man. You guys just have great attitudes. You're humble yet confident. Sky's the limit for all y'all. You can all throw just crazy heat, man. You guys are ridiculous athletes. And, I just see so much positivity coming from the Red Sox. They're going to be scary in a few years, bro. And I'm starting to become a Sox fan again. And it's honestly because of all you guys, and
Yeah.
just listening and talking to you. And, that time in 2004 with Ortiz and Johnny Damon, who's a friend,
Mhm.
shout out A Game, actually. This is Johnny's new nutrition. This is his new drink.
Gotcha. I think we had some of those at the field the other day.
The team was all the way good. It wasn't a few studs. You know what I mean? Did you grow up watching any of those teams? And I guess you can be honest. The Red Sox don't care if you were a fan of theirs or not. Did you? Who
Yeah,
was your
so
team?
I was a Braves fan as I started
Nice.
getting
Okay,
into it, but
my man.
I didn't really become a baseball fan until I was like 8 years old.
Okay.
I was born in Nashville, Tennessee,
Okay.
and around there, all my family played soccer. I didn't really know anything about baseball. I played soccer just like every kid did. They played soccer down in the South, but
Okay.
played soccer till I was like 6. We moved to Georgia for my dad's work, and my neighbors were all playing wiffle ball outside. And I started playing, and then they would leave, go play at their little rec league some days, and I was like, I want to try. So I started trying, and then a year later I quit soccer and started just playing baseball. So then I started watching baseball and everything. So
Braves fan though, represent man. I love it. We are diehard Braves fans in this household, and it was from
how'd that come about?
TBS Broadcasting. For me, it was TBS was the Turner Broadcasting Network. Always had the Braves games on. I fell in love with like Ron Gant and Chipper Jones and
Yeah.
Gary Pendleton and Deion Sanders was back then. Man, he was doing his thing, you know. And but yeah, so that's how I became Braves fans. But I'm
Yeah.
shocked to hear that Nashville is soccer. Like I guess Nashville's weird because there's no pro teams around there, but baseball's still fairly big, isn't it?
They have the Nashville Sounds now,
Yeah.
but I think it was more of just like my cousins that lived in Nashville with me played soccer, and like that's just where it kind of just grew up. My dad didn't play baseball really either,
Okay.
a little rec ball and stuff, but he was mainly a soccer and basketball player. So it was just, I think that's just what I kind of grew into at the young age. But I mean, when you're six, you really don't know what you really
Exactly.
want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I moved to Georgia, I fell in love with the game. So
So you moved to Georgia when?
but when I was like six, turning seven.
That's when you moved. Oh, then you moved to Georgia then. And where in Georgia did you move to?
The Woodstock area that I live in now. We've
I
lived in
got
the
you.
same place since.
I got you.
We,
Very cool.
we
Very
rented
cool.
for like 1 to 2 years, and then we bought the house we've been living in since then.
So once you got into baseball and got into the Braves, I mean, did it become a thing where you'd go and watch them a lot?
Yeah, we went to Turner Field quite a bit, and then we've been to Truist Park quite a bit as well. So,
That battery is sick, isn't it?
yep, it's very cool. I went there for the first time for New Year's, actually. I'd never really been down there in the downtown like part of it. I've only really been down there when I go to games, but I went to school like probably 20 minutes away from Truist. So that was a lot of fun we would do. Like whenever we were not busy with games or practices, we would go to get some cheap tickets and go watch some games. So
Tell me about school. So you went, where'd you go to school?
Kennesaw State,
Yep.
Kennesaw State University.
Okay.
Yep.
And kind of known, so that's a good baseball school, right? So you guys played down there when you're D1, Kennesaw State. It was D1. You guys were playing against all the big guys, right?
Yeah, we played against Stetson. Stetson was in our conference at least. So
Okay.
we lost to them last year in the conference championship. That was brutal.
That was in the
Happens.
conference championship.
Yep. At first, I really didn't want to go to Kennesaw State. It was more of just like really close to home. Didn't really want to. I wanted more of a college experience, like 1 to 2 hours, 3 hours away, like something like that.
Get away from the
Uh,
parents.
but we went on the visit, and they got a whole brand new coaching staff, and that was the whole reason we were like, all right, let's entertain this visit. Like this new coaching staff's like apparently legit. Let's go. Let's see what it's about. Got on campus, fell in love with everything. I mean, the campus was way bigger than I thought. The housing was sick. I mean, we got 4 bedroom, 4 bathroom as freshmen. And then the coaches were just. I mean, head coach came from the Texas Rangers.
Okay.
Assistant coach came from the Texas Rangers.
Okay.
Pitching coach came from Miami of Ohio, which just had like the lowest ERA in college baseball.
Yep. Yep.
And then they added the next year another guy he was with the Marlins, he was with the Indians, the Yankees, like another scout. So it was just unbelievable connections to getting to the next level, which was obviously the main goal. And it was just knowing that I could get there with those guys and then knowing that I would come in and get playing time right away, being in their first recruiting class. So
That's really smart. I know exactly what you're saying, right? And you want to go somewhere where you're going to be able to play ball, right? You don't want to go somewhere just for the sake of going there and sitting on a bench. You want to go out there and you want to play ball, you know? And it's
yeah,
go ahead.
I mean, I respect like all the big decisions going to like the big schools. Like it's super cool. Like have like all the nice amenities that come with going to that school. But it's just like you can go there and you can try to fight for a spot. And like I respect that 100%. But when you know that you can go play at a school that has all those connections, is a good baseball school, it's known. Like I think going to play at that quote unquote smaller school is 100% worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been hearing that more and more. I really have. And I think like again, like you're saying, there's nothing wrong with going to those big schools. And you're in a phenomenal athlete. The good athletes are going to prevail. They're going to get to the next level. They're going to find out how to do it. But I know what you're saying. It sounds like Kennesaw was really making a push too, based on how they were treating the freshmen coming in and the facility for baseball and everything, and by the
Oh, yeah.
coaches. They were really making a push to bring up that school to a next level with baseball. Is that fair to say?
I agree. Yeah. And I think that push is very accurate too, because now they're just like the recruiting class is just getting better each and every year. I mean, they're getting brand new stadium too this year they're building right now. So, and then the program just switched to a better conference. So everything is going in the right direction for them for sure.
What's the blueprint for you, Blake? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see everything kind of jiving? Where do you see everything, all the chips falling into place?
So, I mean, going into my first year, I've hopefully gonna start obviously either in low A, high A, don't know yet, but I'd like to pitch with great success. I mean, continue to strike out some guys. I mean, it's always fun. Continue to improve on the velocity. That's always been the biggest thing for me
Yeah.
is I've always had the pitch ability. I've always had like the command, but the velocity has always came along for me. And I think that's gonna be the biggest thing for me to climb levels. I think gain some velocity and continue to keep doing me on the mound. I think I'll be able to climb some levels pretty quick.
You're very well spoken, dude. You're very cerebral. You're knowledgeable. You're confident, and that seems to be the track record here of just these guys that I keep going through and interviewing, man. And it's so refreshing, just to see where you're at. What's your burner topping out at right now? Where's your heat?
We're at 95 right now,
Yeah.
but the average has been going up, so that means the top is going up here soon.
Yeah. Now what are you doing to like and I ask every guy this, man, and I know it's kind of a crazy question, but just to get a couple of ticks on that, like from going from 95 to 97, what will you do? Will it be weights for you?
But I think for me, it will be more of just like learning how to use like my body to get down the mound a little bit quicker.
And
I
that's what
think
I think the smarter answer is, other than weights. And that's why I asked you that question. I almost knew you were going to say that, to be honest. I mean it, because it's not just about the bulk, and it doesn't always, two and two doesn't always equal four.
I think weights is a very good answer for a lot of people, but I've always been a little more like on like I wouldn't say I haven't been like the kid that struggles to gain weight. Like I've always had like that in my back pocket kind of to where
Okay.
I can hold my weight pretty well and I don't lose weight too much. And like the gym has always been there for me too. Like I love going to the gym to work out in high school. I love working out in college. So like I have the base strength that some people like if some people answer with weights, like they need the base strength. Like I have the base strength to where getting faster and working on your mechanics and like working on the inefficiencies you have are the biggest keys for like guys that already have the strength. I think working on the mechanics and like making it a more efficient way to move down the mound will be the key of me putting on a couple more
Yep.
miles per hour.
Yeah. I think you're right. What's your best pitch right now?
But my sweeper,
Okay, dude, the sweeper. Everybody's it's the sexy, it's the trendy pitch right now, but it's working, right? If you can, and I think that's what people are looking for right now, right? If you can get that sweeper going. Explain to the audience what a sweeper is.
so sweepers more so like you got the curveball, it's like kind of up and down. Then the slider's kind of just like a harder, like just tighter one. Sweeper is like kind of in between. It's a big shape like a curveball, but it moves like a slider. So slider, I'd say for the pros is probably around 85. Got a sweeper, it's probably like for mine, it's like low 80s, like around 80, but it's like this big compared to a slider being like this.
What,
So it's
what,
side to side like the slider.
let's get into a couple of fun things, man. I'm going to put you on blast here with a couple of with your roommate and with a couple of the other guys. Who's been most impressive down there right now that you've been watching between, Clark and Tolley and Duffy and those boys? Who's been impressing you, man?
It's got to be B. Clark.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's special.
And that's just not
Special.
because he's your roommate.
No, not because he's my roommate. He's a lefty up to 100.
Okay, yeah, no, he's pretty nasty. He's pretty nasty. I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
no,
man, you don't say B. Clark, you're gonna wake up some toenail clippings in your bed or something.
no, it's not even that, dude. I promise.
Yeah.
I kid. Like it's 85-mile-an-hour sweepers, 87 maybe, but like 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Like it's unreal.
Yeah, no, he's exciting to watch, man. And I think one of the things that bothers me, I think when I watch the critics, whenever somebody gets drafted and then they'll say, "Oh man, this is what the upside is," but like, and all these critics that are talking probably couldn't throw 75 miles an hour, but they're going to sit and they're going to critique you guys and say, well, he's got some control issues and this and this and that. That's why you're where you're at right now. That's why you have the best coaches in the world because they're going to get it under control, bro. And
It's I think it's hilarious. Like you're watching like football and yeah, a quarterback just three interceptions has a bad day and they're just gonna rip a new one.
right when he's literally one of 20, 30 best players in the entire world, you know what I mean?
I think it's hilarious.
But as an athlete, and I think you stand pretty tall mentally, man. I mean that sincerely, but as an athlete, you're constantly going to be facing that, right? And that's there's scrutiny that goes into that, man. Like you're a young dude, and the scrutiny that's going to go into that, if when you are pitching for the Sox or if they move you wherever you're pitching in the pros, because you will be, it's going to be, oh man, this guy, and it's always the people. How do you deal with that, I guess, or how do you plan on dealing with that? Mentally overcoming, I guess, critics or just people who have something to say that have no position to say it.
Honestly, just laugh at it.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, like you play in a 162 game season. you lose one game because of you. Who
Right.
cares?
Right.
Like,
That's a
obviously,
great attitude, man.
obviously it sucks to lose and it sucks to do bad, but it's going to happen. You play a 162 game season, what starters make almost 30 starts a
Yeah.
season. So
Yeah.
it's like you're bound to have one bad one.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. And I
You
very,
just got to wear it.
but also, when you say if you lose one game because of you, baseball, and when I was talking yesterday and a few other, baseball is one of those sports. It's not like basketball or hockey or even football. There's so many moving parts, man. Like you need a good bullpen catcher, right? You need a good
Mhm.
guy. You need a guy that might come in the seventh inning to throw lefty on lefty, and that's all he does for the whole game. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So there's so many different parts that to have a game actually be a loss because of you or B Clark or whatever, you'd have to really implode in the beginning of that game, right? Like you
Oh
guys
yeah.
would have to be, I don't know, partying the night before or something with no something. I don't know, man.
But I think you just got to laugh at the critics at the end of the day. I mean, at the end of the day, they're out there watching you play, eating potato chips on the couch, and you're over there actually playing, getting paid to do it. So
That a boy, that a boy. What do you like to do for fun, man? Other than baseball, what are other sports or other hobbies?
I like to play some golf. I'm not good at it at all, but I'll play golf
Yeah, golf's
and
hard, man. Golf's really hard.
very hard. Play some video games, hang out with my friends, and just kind of just talk to friends and family back home whenever I can. We'll be in Fort Myers until like March 28th, 29th.
Yeah,
And
but they
so,
don't, but they don't have position players down there right now, right? It's just the pitchers there, or is everybody down there now?
not everybody, but they're coming in waves.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
we had like a January 5th wave, a January 19th wave. It's like every 2 weeks.
Have you
So
been have you been in awe of seeing some of the guys that you've seen coming in?
I wouldn't say in awe, but it was like today was kind of like the first time seeing like a big leaguer that you've like known, and it's like pretty cool to
Well, who
see.
was it? Talk to me, man. Who was it?
Rafi Devers.
Yeah, that's amazing, right? You see
Yeah,
Ralphie
no, but
Devers
it's
come in.
it's it's just cool to be like
Hell yeah.
I guess just in the same clubhouse and everything. Like to just finally see those guys. It's like, damn, I kind of made it.
Bro, you're there because you deserve to be there. And keep every single day you wake up, man, and tell yourself that you're there because you deserve to be there. And that's have some fun with it. Like you're a fun
Oh
dude,
yeah.
Have some fun with it. I love that you just said that. No, you're not in awe, but I'll tell you what, no matter what your field is, whatever you're the best at, there's always somebody there who's a step above or who has been there longer, right? Like if
Oh
I,
yeah.
if I saw Bo Jackson, behind me, this dude here, if I saw him out on the street, you bet your butt I'd be like, oh my God, it's Bo Jackson. Rafi Devers, he's a legend. So to see guys like that, but like I said, you're not a fanboy. You keep your cool.
No.
You're there because you're supposed to be there, bro. And I can tell. And you're very well put together in that regard, man. What's some hype music for you? What are you listening to before you go out and pitch?
See, I'm not like a huge music guy, but I stick to kind of just like the rap kind of stuff, like just like Future stuff like that,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
upbeat type stuff. But I'm not a big like into music guy, like to where like I know a bunch of different genres and stuff like that. Oh, obviously, I love listening to music
Yeah.
like before I pitch and everything like that. But I don't have like a certain song that I have to listen to before each game. It's
Gotcha.
just kind of just like having the earbuds in or something, just kind of like that aspect just kind of locks me in itself.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Two more questions. Who's your favorite actor, man?
Actor, probably Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell's hilarious, right? You can't go wrong with Will Ferrell. Buddy the Elf. You can't go wrong, man.
You like Talladega Nights?
I love Talladega Nights. Step Brothers, man, those movies are absolute classics. They're like,
I can't get enough of them.
can't
Those
get
are my
enough of
favorite.
them. And you'll find them always on like TBS. Like if, on the middle of an afternoon one day, if you're just chilling and you're bored, you'll turn it, flip around and there it is. And you're going to watch it every time, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
What about actress, man? What actress do you dig? Hold on. We'll go looks wise. We'll go looks wise. Yeah, we'll go two different ones.
Looks wise, old Jennifer Aniston.
Old Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah, from like Friends.
You
I
can't you can't have an old Jennifer Aniston. It's got to be either Jennifer Aniston or no Jennifer Aniston.
mean, I'd still take Jennifer Aniston.
All right, listen, all right, dude. Now respect. She's like
Yeah, yeah.
almost 60, and I'll tell you what, she looks almost like she
It
did.
looks good.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great answer, bro. That's a great answer.
Like just acting wise, I don't know. Maybe I'll just go another one looks wise. Gail Gadot,
Uh,
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Yeah, there's a lot of up and comers, man, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But this was a lot of fun, man. I think, listen, sky's the limit for you, man. I really appreciate you taking the time with me. I will definitely be down there and chopping it up with you guys, when I'm there, man. And I wish you, nothing but success, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.